Co-working center is a place which is defined that they provide the basic infrastructures like high-speed Wi-Fi or some special office equipment like photocopier, printer, scanner, and some places even provide the special equipment to some specific working like photographer or designer. And in the co-working centers, I don't just focus on the facility, but I want to create an environment that people can increase the communications, connections with each other. So firstly, let's development, I decided considering some places, I decided to choose an area just about 10 years from the city centers. It's not too far, but too close to the city centers because I want to decrease the threat of population density to the city centers. And car and public transportation is becoming popular now, so people can access to our site very quickly. And about the site, I consider some basic elements like it's surrounded by 4 road and street, and even per railroad, which is very convenient for people to access. And but the big road can cause the noise and the air pollution. So because of that, the site that I choose is next to a river, so and has a lot of trees, so this is very good for the environment. My main philosophy or design is because I want to create a space that people can come and connect to each other. So, like in the history, they create, for example, in this era, they create around square that people can come and all the events. So the same, I create a center square at the center of the area. Following the elliptical square, I create 2 main faces right here, and I focus on the amphitheater, one and only unit and mass. So I divide my building functions into 2 main functions, which is the auditorium and the office. So the office and the auditorium is the surrounding of the center square, and to guarantee that the office will provide the basic infrastructure. I will raise the height for the convenience of the facility and the centers. The square is still between the 2 buildings. And after that, for the flexibilities, I connect and create a closed set on the master plan. The center square is elliptic, and after connected to elliptic, which is represent all the 2 main functions, I made here is the structure of my building. I use the column and the 3D frame. About master plan, I want to present as the two-field view of what the customer or the people outside and the output is the direct user. So I create two main entrance, which is representative of the two sides of the user. The outside can come in the main entrance here and this is the area I use for the outdoor markets and container, which is becoming popular recently. And user, which is the startup or freelance, can rent this area, rent the container to do whatever they want, to do our shop or to create the place. And people outside after use the area sauce and container, they can come into the gate over here. And an auditorium that is not so close to people outside. They can come and sometimes they have events and even exhibitions. They can go right the floor of the auditorium. This auditorium I go for 5 months. And next is the office. If the direct user wants to use office, not to cross the line, the streamline of the outside user, they can come in this instead of the other. So the outside user can not only use come into the auditorium, but they can buy things by create right here. This connected directly to the our shop and container. And there's a restaurant here, which can be used by the outside user and inside. And here are some studios, which is a bit close for people to do specific work like a photographer or designer when they give us studio or room or taking pictures or audio record. And I also create a library, and because I don't want to just post for the people inside to use the library, very creative, think whatever they want, do the legal or do the motor, and just 774 I people do some event to be a bit late. And after hours of working very hard, they can take the rest of the natural state of the floor. My style of design is the modern design, so I don't focus too much on the decoration. Just the display itself and some necessary facility and chair so people can use it and sit everywhere they want.
Okay, thank you very much. So I want to have more ideas. Set meeting and slow why did you say as I do slow?
The reason I choose this step is start from the square section, which is also the main area of my project. Firstly, I want the standard is circle, but I think it's not very flexible. So I change to an alley, and from that the core office and the auditorium is also the alley, and they combine together to create. And to combine, I use some curves to smooth it and create this either shape of the master plan. And about the roof come from the behind of the building. There are two main axes. The auditorium is three here. The auditorium is three for the outside, and I raise the inside here with the floor to balance the void I create at the center square here. And the office to the convenience for the MEP system to run from the first floor to the 9th floor, right here.
Okay, so thank you very much. So, do you know other running this office in Hanoi?
I know the most famous office is up.
What?
The name is up. There's two main places. One is in the Creative City,
Yeah.
and one is just moved in Bangkok.
So, the method of the approach is good. So, I think you have a reason to challenge this set. But I have a silly question. The first, how do you think about the number loss of card? The first and the second, how can you go up this study? Can you explain more? How can you
target, too many target.
No. The car park, space for car park.
For the flexibility, I just create outdoor car park, outdoor car park.
So it's enough for the car park.
Where here and here.
Because you know that this project is quite far from center. So many people use car, private car, or they use bus. So how do you use bus?
Well, to be more practical, considering the conditions of Vietnam recently, I think that not many people use car, they still use the motorbike. So I create just a part, I just use a part of the for the car and the others for the motorbike. And as my English is enough for the office.
Yes. In order to answer the question, Mr. Jill, you must say how many people would be here?
As my calculations, this place is suitable for 800.
800 people. And how many is now? Presently, yes, you must have 400 not you need to calculation for the yes, car to use. Second question, how can you go the top?
Part of the building, because I create the part for the country, it stands so the elevators can go to the ninth floor, and the highest I use the stairs.
No fire.
If I use the
So you see elevator is okay. But this is only for nice story building. But no fire exist. Like, you want to see exist? Yes. You must go down the second floor. Okay? So I have a question about the sign. Is it the sign next to the bicycle? Okay? Yeah. It's only thing okay. This is the third window of the Hanoi. You understand? And the sign is very and thick and magnified of the area. This is the question. And in the sign like this, it must have been, I believe, with the enough construction material. You have to fit there. They want to buy this and they must spend a lot of money. So the investor must be with the kind of meeting with the kind of material construction. So why choose this very low construction ratio and low design? That's the first question. The second question is, this is big. How you can distinguish this data and landscape? How you are with this data avoid view of the river? with the high winding you see this area. If you fly at the top of this field, you cannot see the view of the American Linda. I wonder why you choose the high winding and the radial expansion.
Well, you consider all the function really in my building. I don't want to use the maritime building because if I create my building, people can tend to stay away from each other. Because they don't want to move from one floor to the other floor just to communicate with some others. And I think the more important things I want to invest, not consider the financial problem, is the environment and the price of the outdoor space, green space. Like I create some around and about the floating rivers, I have come to the practical science and the floating river is not actually clean and good for health as I think. And another factor is that it's on the west of the building, so if I give all the views to the west, it would be very not good for the sun light straight strike straight to my
Okay. Thank you very much. I think that this was a very clear presentation, both your language and your volume, but also the plans and the drawings are at a good scale, so even I can see from where I'm sitting. So congratulations. I like that you have started a SWOT analysis. I think that's very good to understand that all the problems with the project. That's very useful. I like the starting point of the central square. It's a good starting point. I think the project is relevant at this time. Co-working space. My company gets a lot of questions from clients about incubators and how we deal with the new office space. So I think it's very relevant. I am curious. I think you could have done more with the structural system and also the facade.
oh yeah.
It looks a bit simplistic. Are you intending to use dark colored glass like the elevation?
Actually, I didn't have
Okay, time. Okay, just time. Okay. But I also had a question about maybe there's an opportunity with the roof material to generate some energy, to use that big surface for something useful.
Well, I didn't have time to consider too much, but as my thought, I would use the 3D frames as some building of the arches and triangular.
Okay, good.
And the rope is maybe the plastic like material.
Well, they can use a concrete or any set.
Yeah. Very simple.
the last area, well, why do you think about the new material that create like a solar panel with the energy or some techniques that create the hot water from that very slow and last area for the energy.
I have one concern is one facade design. You should think about the solution for whether you come from the building. For example, you can do
Well, in design, I have two main methods. So, one is solid and one is white oil with glass. So I put the solid, which means the auditorium on the white design, and this then almost the measures of the sun radiations and the glass base I put it in the outside. And about the detailed solution for the environment, to be honest, I didn't come up with, but I just think I would use the glass piece, the layer glass that can avoid the sun.
Thank you very much. The next one will be please,
Cutting.